What is up, you guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm your host Eamon Hassan and welcome back to another video. Now, I love apocalyptic movies, but that's probably because dystopia is one of my favorite tropes or genres, if you will. And since we're all in isolation or self-quarantine, we're gonna need some entertainment. I mean, you can't just binge watch me on YouTube the whole time. I mean, you can, but I just get boring probably. JK, because I'm hilarious. Either way, sit back while I save you hours of Netflix scrolling because these are the top 10 scary end of the world movies you shouldn't watch alone. Starting us off with number 10 is 28 Days Later. And I feel like this 2002 release hits pretty close to home. Directed by Danny Boyle, this British horror follows 4 survivors in a world that has essentially broken down due to the accidental release of a very contagious virus. And I feel like this seriously reminds me of one of the theories behind how coronavirus came about. Was it the bat suit? Was it man-made by the US government? Who knows? Wink wink. I know. A group of animal liberation activists freed a group of chimpanzees not knowing they were infected with the virus, who then run amok in public and then start infecting humans. The infected humans are attracted to light and just humans in general, so it's low-key kind of like The Walking Dead, but not. It did incredibly well at the box office, and Time Out even ranked it as the 97th best British film ever. There have been a lot of good British films that have, seen the light throughout time. So 97? Pretty good. Coming in at number 9 is The Wandering Earth. Now, this is actually a Chinese sci-fi movie that was released last year, and most of you guys probably haven't heard of it because it is in Mandarin, but it was actually one of the biggest, highest grossing movies of last year. And I think we're well past the point where a movie has to be in English for me to recommend it, like hello, subtitles, read, put that education to good use. Yeah, anyway, the movie is set in the year 2061, where the sun has now aged quite a bit and is about to turn into a red giant, thus entering Earth's orbit and royally screwing us. The United Earth government hatches a plan to get Earth out of the Milky Way solar system and into the Alpha Centauri one in order to preserve human life. A group of rescue workers and astronauts are trying to guide Earth away from the sun while also not colliding with Jupiter, which is very hard because Jupiter's big. If you're still not convinced, just get this. Their budget was $50 million and they made $700 million at the box office, and it's on Netflix, so go watch it. I'm probably gonna watch it this weekend. Or maybe even today. At number 8, we have Children of Men. This 2006 sci-fi thriller was directed by Alfonso Cuarón and stars actors like Clive Owen, Julianne Moore, and Michael Caine. The plot takes place in 2027, which isn't that much into the future from right now, but I mean, the movie did come out like 14 years ago, so let's just give it that. Either way, in this world, humans have been infertile for 2 decades now, leaving the whole world on the actual edge of collapse and extinction. There are only 2 functioning, albeit oppressive governments still running, the UK and Angola. Theo, an activist turned bureaucrat, is kidnapped by a militant immigrant group and introduced to Key, a refugee who is secretly pregnant. She's the only one that can perhaps cure the infertility that's ravaged the earth, but Theo soon realizes the group wants to kill her. And I'll let you guys find out the rest if you want to watch it. And just to preface this one as well, in 2016 it was voted 13th out of 100 films considered the best of the 21st century. Zam, Zaddy. Filling on number 7 slot is Bird Box. I never even saw adverts for this movie's release, then it came out on Netflix and suddenly I'm seeing memes about it everywhere. Either way, Bird Box came out back in 2018 and is based on the book of the same name and stars Sandra Bullock as the protagonist. In this world, there are some kind of supernatural entities that have invaded the earth that make you go insane and commit suicide if you look at them. They essentially just show you your worst fear, which I mean is extremely problematic and scary in and of itself. Then most of the movie is shot with the characters in blindfold, so that's just eerie. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's quite good, so do let me know in the comments below if you have seen it, if you decide to watch it, and maybe I will too. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. Now at number 6 is Interstellar, which I feel like is a movie that everyone has heard of. Now, Interstellar came out back in 2014 and is a sci-fi drama directed by Christopher Nolan. It stars A-listers like Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, and Jessica Chastain. In terms of the plot now, it's set in a future where a slowly dying Earth had put humanity on the brink of extinction. A team of NASA scientists, engineers, and pilots attempt to find a new habitable planet via interstellar travel. Who would have guessed? Right? Interstellar travel. It's called Interstellar. Literally, come on now. The group of astronauts then travel through a wormhole near Saturn in search of a new home for humanity. And I saw this movie in my first year of uni, and honestly it was so bloody long. It was made impeccably, but it just didn't wow me. I was like, so much of this could have been cut out. But the movie seriously makes you think, so it is a must watch, just not for me. Would not watch again. Barely even watched it the first time. Coming in at number 5 is San Andreas. This one came out back in 2015 and stars A-listers like The Rock, Kylie Minogue, Carla Gugino, and Alexandra Daddario. Now the movie follows the Gaines family who live in San Francisco just as a 9.1 magnitude earthquake coming from the San Andreas fault line devastates the whole state. Now I actually really liked this movie. I think I saw it twice even, and yes, I know Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson basically just plays himself in every movie, but he is a likable guy. I'm not gonna lie. The family is spread out all over the city and you just follow Dwayne trying to save everyone, which is made slightly easier by the fact Gaines is a helicopter rescue pilot. Be like, I'm coming to get you, honey. At number 4 is Sunshine. Directed by Danny Boyle, this sci-fi psychological thriller was released back in 2007, but takes place in the future in the year 2057. In this world, the sun is dying and the earth is freezing over, so a group of astronauts climb aboard the Icarus II to go on a sort of suicide mission to try and reignite the earth. On the way there, they come across Icarus I, a previous mission that was going to essentially do the same thing, and the group tries gaining control of the ship because apparently 2 Icaruses are better than 1. I mean, the fate of the whole world does lie on the shoulders of this crew, so I mean, I'd be feeling the pressure too. Give me the 3rd Icarus too, let's all just go. Either way, I haven't seen this one, but Danny Boyle usually never disappoints, and Cillian Murphy is a protagonist, and I don't mind seeing him on my screen at all. He's very hot. I haven't seen Peaky Blinders, but I want to just because he's the main character. Either way, filling our number 3 slot is The Day After Tomorrow. This 2004 sci-fi movie was directed by Roland Emmerich and stars big names like Jake Gyllenhaal, Dennis Quaid, Emmy Rossum, and more. The movie is based on a book called The Coming Global Superstorm, so you can guess that the end of the world in the movie was brought about due to climate change. Now the plot follows the Earth after the North Atlantic Ocean circulation gets disrupted due to a bunch of extreme weather events that essentially cause an ice age. Quaid plays a paleoclimatologist that tries warning everyone about an impending disaster at a UN conference, but to no avail. Natural disasters start striking Canada, then Scotland, Siberia, Tokyo, New York, and more. You may as well watch it to see what'll happen to the Earth if COVID-19 doesn't take us first. That's what I'm gonna say. Now at number 2 is Melancholia. Directed by Lars von Trier and released in 2011, this sci-fi drama was a mega hit according to critics. Starring actors like Kristen Dunst, Kiefer Sutherland, and Alexander Skarsgård, the plot follows 2 sisters right before a rogue planet is about to collide with Earth. So yeah, tensions are pretty high and one of the sisters is just about to get married, so I mean a bridezilla is bad enough, but the world ending and bridezilla? Give me the strength, Lord! When the star Antares is no longer visible in the sky, it becomes public knowledge that a rogue planet called Melancholia has entered the solar system but will pass by Earth. And I mean, it does end up passing Earth, only for everyone to realize it's getting bigger and is about to take a U-turn. Straight for us. Boomerang effect. And finally, at number 1 is 2012. This will forever be my favorite end of the world movie, that's why I put it as number 1. I know it's biased, I don't even care. I scripted the video, sue me. Now back when everyone thought the world was ending in December of 2012 because of the Mayan calendar, and then December came and we lived another day, so it was like, that was anticlimactic. 2012 actually came out in 2009, not even 2012, and was directed by Roland Emmerich, and it was wild. And he's also now been on this list twice, so I mean, I feel like this is a niche that he really likes. I feel like I've never seen CGI like that before in my life. Roads were cracking open, the earth was literally opening up, but also it was so damn realistic. Now realizing the world is very shortly about to end, the GA create arcs that can house 100,000 people each, but one ticket aboard one is $1 billion, so you can imagine it's only the top 1% getting in that shit. The movie follows chauffeur Jackson Curtis and his family as they try and survive the collapse of the world, and it is impeccable. I loved it. And that is it for today's video, guys. I know this is quite a morbid video given it's all about the end of the world movies, but these are really good. I really want to watch The Wandering Earth. I watched the trailer and it just blew me away, so I feel like that's the one I'm going to start with. Let me know if you guys end up watching any of the ones I suggested today. As always, I'm your host, Eamon Hassan, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!